Hey guys, so I just thought it would be helpful for y'all if I went over the quiz that y'all took last week. So some of you guys did great, so this is not a necessary video, but if you did not do as well as you'd hoped, this would be a great opportunity for you, or if you had some questions on some specific questions, this would be a great opportunity for you to just either look at those specific questions or just to get the help that you need so that you can understand going forward, because I'm looking on giving you guys a test next week on this material, so I just want to make sure last week is good to go and then we're good to go this week as well. So with that said, let's start with question number 1. I will not use anything but my brain calculator and blank sheet of scratch paper for this quiz. Hopefully all of y'all put true. Okay, so that was the easiest question on the quiz. But actually didn't award any points for that. It was mostly for you. But here we go. So in the following equation, is the following equation linear, quadratic, or exponential? So what my notes said was we always see what the x value is doing. If my x value is not squared and is not in the x power, then it is always linear. So linear should have been the right answer for that. All right, question 3. This one was very similar to an example I also gave. But it's kind of tricky because the x is not squared and it's not in the exponent's place, but we've actually seen this before, right? This is a quadratic that has just been factored. So if I actually started to multiply this, guess what my first term would be? X squared. Okay, anything that's x squared is quadratic. So there we go. Or if we did our little box, remember we did our box method? Okay, this would be x squared, negative 2x, 4x. And so this simplified would be this. Okay. And I just brought the 10 over. Okay, so we know that in this form, clearly it's a quadratic. Okay, let's go down to the next one. Here, x is in our exponent's place. If you missed this one, you may have just not seen that it's in the exponent's place, so just be very careful because this is exponential. Okay, so if that x is in that exponent's place, then we know it's always exponential. All right, question 5. Is the following quadratic, I gave the answer away. Is the following graph linear, quadratic, or exponential? So since this is a U-shaped curve, it's a U-shaped, all right, it looks kind of like it's upside down U, but because it's an upside down U, is quadratic. All right, exponential functions, what they do, and again, I'm just giving you straight to the answer. It says, is the following graph linear, quadratic, or exponential? Looking at this graph immediately, it's not a straight line, it's not a U-shaped curve. It starts really low and then suddenly jumps up. So this would be an example of our coronavirus that we're dealing with right now. We had very few number of people that had it, and then suddenly it doubles and like just a bunch of people have it, which is why we're all staying inside. Okay, so this is an example of an exponential function. All right, let's go down here. My answers got cut off, so, or not the right answer, but but I'm just going to go ahead and write it. So is the following graph linear, quadratic, or exponential? So since it is a line, it is linear. Linear. Okay. All right, this one. Is the graph linear, quadratic, or exponential? So we're looking at this. It is U-shaped, but the whole graph is not. You know, it's just a portion of the graph would be. It's not a line, and then it's not suddenly going up. So this would actually be none of these. It's none of them. If it looks like it's going up and down like that, then it would just be none of those. All right, question 9. So this is where I saw a lot of people go wrong, was with the tables. So I want to make sure that we understand this. From 5 to 9, we are adding 4. From 9 to 13, we are adding 4. From 13 to 17, we're adding 4. From 17 to 21, we're adding 4. And that's something you'd always want to do. Okay, am I adding by the same amount? Okay, and if you're not sure, you can always do 9 minus 5, which is 4. 13 minus 9, which is 4. 17 minus 13, which is 4. And then 21 minus 17, which is 4. Okay, so if you're not sure, just use the opposite operation and subtract. But if we're adding by the same amount, we know that it is linear. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next question, it says, is the following table linear, quadratic, or exponential? Okay, so again, I'm just going to start, okay, from 0 to -1, we are subtracting 1. Okay, from -1 to 0, we're adding 1. From 0 to 3, we're adding 3. And then from 3 to 8, we're adding 5. Okay, so we're clearly not adding by the same amount. Now, are we multiplying by the same amount? 0 times what gives me 1? Nothing, right? I can't multiply anything by 0 and it not be 0. So it can't be exponential, it can't be linear, so it's got to be quadratic. Okay, so that's a quick way of doing it. But the way my definition worked was that this is going up by 2, this is going up by 2, and this is going up by 2. My second difference is the same for quadratics, okay? So if you wanted to show your work doing that, that would be the best, okay? Because that is the actual definition, is that it's going, the second difference is the same. So meaning by second difference, 1 minus -1 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. All right, so let's look at number 11. Number 11, let's look and see if we're adding by the same amount. We're adding 6. Then we're adding, what is that? 27. Minus 9 is... Okay, 18. So we're clearly seeing we're not adding by the same amount here. Okay, so we know we can't use addition. So let's move to multiplication. 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. So we know we're multiplying by 3 here. Sorry, it's really hard to see. We know we're multiplying by 3 here. Then for the second one, all right, I can do 27 divided by 9, okay? And that's still 3. So we know we're multiplying by 3 here. Then we can do 81 divided by 27. Okay, that's 3. So we're multiplying by 3 there. And then this one's kind of hard to tell, but you can put that in your calculator. 243 divided by 81 is 3. So we know we are multiplying by the same amount. If we're multiplying by the same amount, we know that it's exponential. All right, and that's it. That's the quiz. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Bye.